Right now, Apple has 5 different iPhones for sale on their website, all at different price points for different people, which all do different things, and I'm going to show you those differences and help you decide which iPhone is best for you. Starting at the cheapest iPhone, the iPhone SE, which starts at $429 and looks just like the iPhone 6, with its rounded sides, still has the home button and the bigger bezels. This iPhone isn't the most capable, but it's got an upgraded chip from the iPhone 6, which will help make it a little bit faster. It's definitely not the newest chip, so it is going to be slower than the newer phones. But this phone is for someone that just likes to make phone calls and doesn't like any change. Then we have the iPhone 14, which starts at $599, which is a pretty big jump from the SE. But it's got the rounded sides, Face ID, and the bigger screen. The iPhone 14s also get MagSafe, which is a magnetic ring around the back of your phone, which you can use to place magnetic chargers on your phone or a magnetic wallet, all sorts of things, which is actually really cool. I honestly don't think anyone should buy the iPhone 14s for 2 reasons. It has the A15 chip, which is pretty old by now, so it's going to have a hard time dealing with today's technology. Today's technology requires a lot more power, so a 3-year-old chip is just going to struggle a little more than something like the A18 chip that we have now. It also has a Lightning connector, which used to be a really good thing because most of Apple products were Lightning, but now Apple's actually switching to USB-C and almost everything Apple sells is USB-C. USB-C is kind of like a universal charger, which almost everything today uses, so you only need to bring one cable for any device, not even just Apple devices. Then you have the iPhone 15, which I think is a pretty good buy, but it does jump up another $100 to $699, and now you're getting kind of expensive. It honestly looks just like the iPhone 14, but it has that USB-C and it has the dynamic island, which, the dynamic island is cool, but not a necessity. The dynamic island isn't all that special, but it is pretty cool if you get something like a notification, it shows up on the dynamic island, or some sports apps actually show scores on the dynamic island at all times, which I think is really cool. Having USB-C on your iPhone 15 is honestly a huge upgrade because that's what everyone's going to, so in 5 years, you probably won't even see any other cables except for USB-C. That's going to help this phone last a lot longer than something with Lightning like the iPhone 14. So that's why I think the $100 might be worth an upgrade. Now, let's get into some of the new iPhones Apple sells, the 16 and 16 Plus, which start at $799. These phones have the same size displays as the iPhone 15s, but they have the new latest generation ceramic shield. Apple says the new latest generation ceramic shield is 50% stronger than the old version of ceramic shield that's on the iPhone 15s. They've also upgraded MagSafe on the back of the iPhone 16s to charge much faster, up to 25 watts, which is a lot faster than last year's 15 watts. They also brought the action button from the 15 Pros down to the 16s. The action button replaces the silent switch and it can be mapped to anything you want, from the flashlight to a different shortcut on the Shortcuts app. They've also added camera control to the side of the phone, which takes you to any camera app you want, from the camera app on your iPhone to Snapchat. This isn't just a button that'll take you to the camera app though. Once you're actually in the camera app, you can use the camera control and half press to change all sorts of camera settings, then slide your finger along the camera control to dial in those settings. Once you have the settings dialed in, you full press to take the picture or video. The big feature with the iPhone 16s is Apple Intelligence, which is Apple's version of AI. The issue is Apple Intelligence actually isn't out yet. So if you buy your iPhone 16 hoping for Apple Intelligence, you're not going to get it yet, and we honestly don't know when we're going to get all the features. Apple hasn't really said when they're going to start releasing AI features, but I'm going to make sure to keep my eye out so I know exactly when they do so. So make sure to hit the subscribe button to stay updated to Apple Intelligence and when they're releasing all their features. Okay, last we have the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, which start at $999. Apple claims that these phones have the smallest bezels ever on an Apple product, which these also have the biggest screens ever on an iPhone. These phones also have that latest generation ceramic shield like the iPhone 16s we talked about earlier, but there's a big difference between these displays and the iPhone 16 displays, and it's called ProMotion. ProMotion lets your phone go all the way up to 120Hz refresh rate, which makes your iPhone screen look really smooth, but it can also bring your phone all the way down to 1 Hz to save battery. The biggest difference between the 16s and the 16 Pros are the image quality. The iPhone 16s are pretty good at taking videos and pictures, but the iPhone 16 Pros take it up a whole nother level. The iPhone 16 Pros come with one more camera than the iPhone 16s, a telephoto camera, which really helps you zoom in on things. You can also shoot an Apple ProRes log, which actually takes up a lot of storage. So they've upgraded the USB-C, which allows you to shoot directly to an external hard drive. which is actually what I'm doing right now for this video on my iPhone 16 Pro Max. New to the iPhone 16 Pros this year, they've also brought the ability to shoot in 4K 120 frames per second in Dolby Vision, which is huge for high quality slow motion shots. But more importantly, they've upgraded the audio in these iPhones a lot with 4 studio quality mics and the ability to use the audio mix feature. They have the audio mix feature on the iPhone 16s, but it takes it to a whole nother level on the iPhone 16 Pros with the 4 studio quality mics. You can record a video and then later go in and adjust the sound to take out the background noise or add background noise, whatever you want. And it actually works really good. I hope this video helps. I'll link all these phones in the description so you can find them easily. And let me know in the comments what questions you have.